This is Ben Davison. Subscribe to Stephen Icon.
Right, there's an article here on the BBC Sport, and I'll put that in the description box as always for you guys to go have a read and read the full article. So I'm only going to take out a section of this article and read it out to you. You guys go ahead and read the rest of it. So within this one, Frank Warren has said a couple of points in here that I feel I need to respond to, if you like, where he says that, actually I'll tell you what it is, I'll just read out his statement. So Frank Warren's statement: Tyson Fury is the people's champion. I think he's now a bigger attraction than Anthony Joshua. There's no corporate element with Tyson. You don't have to go through 100 people. You just pick the phone up, he walks down the street, and he hasn't got an entourage of minders. Whoever he fights next, if Tyson Fury fights in this country, it's going to be a sellout wherever he fights. At the moment, I'm talking with Shelley Finkel, who looks after Wilder, and we're trying to get the rematch together. I love Joshua as an amateur. I really liked watching him, a young guy, exciting, and he seems to have reached a certain point in his career now where you can see the flaws are. He's vulnerable, he's wobbled in most of his fights. Tyson only wants big fights. There's only two big fights out there, that's Wilder and that's Joshua. Joshua doesn't even want to fight him because I think he knows he'll get beat. So that is Frank Warren's statement. He does go on and make comparisons to Muhammad Ali, and there's a quick fire Q&A as well with Frank Warren in this one, so go give it a read. So a couple of bits. Joshua, so he says that Joshua doesn't want Tyson Fury because he feels he'll get beat. Well, Joshua's already said on numerous occasions, and I don't quite know why it's not reaching the ears of Frank Warren, or maybe it is, but listen, if somebody isn't your fighter, you're not going to be very pro them, are you? So listen, Joshua said, Wilder is my priority because he's undisputed. Second in line is Tyson Fury, because a lot of people are putting the lineal as a great thing. And of course, which hasn't really been discussed, the fact that the Ring magazine have Joshua ranked number 1, Tyson Fury ranked number 2, with Wilder ranked number 3. And according to their rules, or their latest statement, number 1 versus number 2 will have the Ring magazine belt on the line. So Joshua versus Fury will have the Ring magazine belt on the line, as well as lineal. If he fights Wilder, the Ring magazine belt will not be on the line. So anyway, Joshua said Wilder priority, Tyson Fury is my second priority, and then Dillian Whyte. So at the minute, they're aiming for their number 1. That's why they're not talking about Tyson Fury. They didn't talk about Tyson Fury before because they presumed that if he beat Wilder, there'll be a rematch. Okay. What they didn't know was that Wilder had agreed a double rematch anyway with Tyson Fury beforehand. So if he wins or loses, there's going to be a rematch anyway. What they didn't factor in was a draw. Okay. So that aside, now with Frank Warren to say that Joshua doesn't want Tyson Fury, well, he does want him. And Tyson Fury also wants Joshua. I don't think either of these guys are ducking anybody. But either way, that is Frank Warren's own views. Now, to say that Tyson Fury is more popular than Anthony Joshua, he's saying that Tyson Fury could fight anybody right now and fill out a stadium. Yeah, he probably could. Well, I'll say he could. He would do well. Very, very well. And thankfully now Tyson Fury is starting to get the kind of adulation from the British public that maybe he should have had back then when he beat Vladimir Klitschko. He didn't get it. Of course, he was coming out with some controversial things to say, and the British public were like, nah, we don't like you saying this, and you want us to support you? No. Some did, of course, but the majority didn't. And had nothing to do with Joshua, because Joshua was just starting to come into it. So, of course, Tyson Fury would say things about homosexuals, about, was it Jews and things like that? I don't know, he's going through the whole religious speech thing and was saying how he wanted to be Irish rather than English and things like that. So the British people don't really like that kind of thing. So they didn't really back him. Tyson Fury, of course, went off the rails. Since he's come back, and it was self-inflicted, a lot of it, Tyson Fury says it himself, outside of the anxiety and depression, of course, but he put on all that weight. He was the one who put drugs up his nose and all that kind of thing. So he did that to himself. But either way, he's come back massively. And the British public love a comeback story. They just do. Okay? And Tyson Fury has done that. And listen, he fought 2 taxi drivers, okay, fine. But you can forgive that because of the amount of time he's had in the ring. But to go from them two to go fight a champion in Deontay Wilder was insane, is what it was. At this stage, we all knew that Tyson Fury was not 100%. He wasn't even close to 100%. Even his own dad said that. His own brother said that. His own trainer said that. Everyone was saying that. But he went in there and schooled Deontay Wilder. He pulled down his pants and smacked his bare butt cheeks. Okay, so Tyson Fury exposed Deontay Wilder. He should be sat at home right now as a WBC heavyweight champion of the world. But he's not. He got screwed, is what happened. And Wilder got a gift draw. But no matter how you look at it, Tyson Fury gained so much fans from it. He really did. And I'm proud of him. I know you guys are proud of him. Even you guys who weren't fans of Tyson Fury beforehand. You know, and I'm pretty sure that you guys do look at him now and go, yeah, he did great. He is now considered a legitimate force. So when he comes back now, he's going to be much better than what he was December the 1st against Wilder. Whether he rematches Wilder, whether he fights Anthony Joshua, whether he fights Dillian Whyte, or whatever it may be. He's done great, and people will say he's now getting back to where he once was. Okay? But for him to say that he's a bigger draw than Joshua, no, I don't think he's a bigger draw than Joshua. I think it's probably close, very, very close. Abroad in America, yeah, maybe he's a bigger draw than Joshua because Joshua hasn't fought in America. Tyson Fury has, and the whole Wilder versus Fury thing was built up on Tyson Fury's back. The whole thing was. It was a moderate success because of Tyson Fury, not because of Wilder. Whatever numbers it did here in the UK is whatever it did because of Tyson Fury. The whole thing was because of Tyson Fury. Prime example, if Wilder ends up fighting Brazil next, will it be pay-per-view? Of course not. Of course not. But Tyson Fury could fight Dominic Brazil and be pay-per-view. There's the difference, okay? And Joshua versus Tyson Fury is probably the biggest fight in boxing. Listen, it is. Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury is a massive, mega event too. But with Wilder against Joshua or Wilder against Dillian Whyte, there'll be big events, but nowhere near as much as if you had Tyson Fury involved. So I can certainly see where Frank Warren's coming from. But no, he's not a bigger draw than Anthony Joshua. He's just not. And we've seen that right before he went off. Right after he won his world titles, he's supposed to rematch Vladimir Klitschko. The Manchester Arena, which holds, 19,000? Wasn't even half sold with a couple of weeks left to go until the fight. Obviously, they pulled out. But it just wasn't selling. Would it happen now? Probably not. Tyson Fury has done incredible. Absolutely incredible. Which is why I say that Tyson Fury, he deserves a bigger split against Joshua than what Wilder does. Listen, ultimately what Tyson Fury gets and Anthony Joshua gets is none of my business, but it's always interesting talking points. It's not 50-50. That's my honest opinion. But if they gave Tyson Fury 50-50, so what? I don't care. Good. Why not? Tyson Fury deserves it. Why not? But in reality, no, Joshua is the draw, and Tyson Fury is a good second. And then after then, I feel it's Dillian Whyte. Then after then, maybe a Wilder, as in I'm talking heavyweight around the world. Maybe Wilder in 4th place. Maybe. But anyway, it is what it is. That is Frank Warren's words. That's his thoughts. You drop me yours. As I said, I think that Tyson Fury is a massive draw now, especially now after everything that he's gone through. As I said, yes, self-inflicted, as he said, but still, he still went through that, and he's become an inspiration for a lot of people who's been going through mental health themselves. And hopefully there's even a small handful out there who have been inspired by him and have got their life back on track because of him. His fan base has increased dramatically. He is more popular in America than their WBC heavyweight champion, who shouldn't be a WBC heavyweight champion. Tyson Fury should be. And people are realistic enough to know that. But the belts are not as important to Tyson Fury as they are to others. But ultimately, Joshua versus Tyson Fury, if that happens next, if Wilder's just point blank refusing to play ball, if he carries on ducking Joshua, and he has been ducking him, Tyson Fury knows this, okay? But he's never going to admit it. Of course he isn't, because Joshua is his enemy. But he knows that Deontay Wilder has been ducking Anthony Joshua. And to say that he's not going to fight Joshua anyway is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But Tyson Fury is number 2 target. It looks like Wilder is unavailable. He just doesn't want to fight Joshua. He wants the Tyson Fury rematch. If he can't get that, then he'll fight Dominic Breazeale. That's what he said. Whereas Tyson Fury, he's number 2 for Joshua. So if he's not going to get Wilder, then he's going to go after Tyson Fury. So I would fully expect Eddie Hearn and Team Joshua to be in contact with Frank Warren soon. But hopefully Frank Warren and Tyson Fury are going to be reasonable in the negotiations. They should be well paid, no doubt. Well paid. Of course they should. Should never allow themselves to be lowballed. Of course not. But don't overprice yourself. If you really want to fight, let's do it. That's exactly how it should be. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. You drop me yours, click the thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.